Today I'm going to be showing you how we replaced my parents' old walkway here on LCD. Let me start by saying that my parents' old porch used to come out to that concrete slab that you see, and when they got it smaller and so they could reduce the amount of stairs they were left with the patch of dirt that you see, and my dad decided to make a pathway out of these stones. And so first we started just by digging them up so we could see how much we could work with, because we didn't want this to cost a lot of money. We wanted it to be very inexpensive, so we wanted to be able to use as many of the stones as we could. The stones were dug up, we're going to just see what kind of pattern that they would want with the stones, because there's a good bit that we found, so we could probably reuse them all. Yeah, probably right here. Oh, that's
concrete.
Yeah.
Oh, they're sorry.
Because that's where the porch used to be.
Damn, I kind of mess up everything.
So we ran into an issue with the concrete from the old porch still in the ground, and to make matters worse, there's also their water pipe right underneath a portion of that concrete, and so my parents decided that instead of having us mess with the concrete and the pipe, they would just do the top portion of the walkway concrete, and the bottom would be the stones that we dug up. It wasn't the ideal pattern that they wanted. We found something really cute on Pinterest that we were going to try to recreate, but this was what we're going to have to do instead of having to mess with the pipe and the concrete. We didn't know how far down it went, so we just decided to leave it alone. We're clearing out the area to prep it for tomorrow. We're well into the evening now, and we're just gonna head to Home Depot and grab a few things. Some of the things we needed were sand, the concrete, wade block, and some additional bricks. So it's the next day, and just out of curiosity, we decided to see just how far down the concrete went.
Try to dig around. Just when you're pushing your weight down, don't push it on that side, because you put pressure on the pipe.
After some digging, we were just so determined to get it out. I didn't like that it was stopping us from making the path that my parents actually wanted. I didn't want to settle. So we were determined, and we did, use precaution to stay away from the pipe. We had a lot of minds there thinking. We put our thinking caps on to try to figure out a way to get this piece of concrete out.
You start hitting right here with a sledgehammer, you got this pipe on here.
What if you hit like on this side?
But you still got this side.
But that would at least loosen. I'm sorry. That would at least loosen that side up, wouldn't it? Like if you break this, that side would have to be easier to pry at least up.
It's deep.
No, just the top. That's shocking.
We can keep doing that. Just keep moving and try to wiggle it out.
Why don't you fill it with water?
Yeah, push it away from the pipe. Good.
Just keep pushing. Keep pushing, Jasmine. It's almost out.
Oh my God.
Push, push, push. Grab it. Wow.
I had some place to grip.
You want some gloves?
Yeah, let me get it.
Oh!
Oh
It's
my God.
total mushroom.
Oh my God.
Oh, I want it. Can I have it?
Oh Jesus.
What are you going to do with that?
How are we going to get it out of there?
For real, that's the question.
Pick it
We
up.
got a rope?
This is one of those DIY moments where you're like,
You
it
gotta
worked,
pick it
you
up.
I'll show
guys.
your mom.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, tell you.
Get her, Jess.
Get your phone. I'm trying to.
Yeah, the water was a good idea.
You want to try?
Use
Watch
your knees,
out.
gentlemen. Use your knees.
Oh God.
Don't watch the pipe.
Yeah, use your knees, definitely.
Oh, look at him. You guys found the one.
Look at him.
Oh. So this project was not meant to take so long. That piece of concrete really did take up a lot of time, but thankfully we were able to get it out. It also saved them some money. They were able to take all the concrete back that they bought yesterday. So after we filled the hole in with the dirt, we just went along with our path, making sure we had enough bricks to do the path that we decided to do instead, or that we were able to do instead. They like the design, so we're gonna go ahead next, and we're gonna continue to clear out the path, but then we're gonna go ahead and clean the bricks. If you watched our mailbox video, we're just cleaning these stones the same way we cleaned the bricks in that video. I'll link it above. And then just hitting them with the pressure washer real good.
They're just beautiful.
Aren't they beautiful?
I didn't think they
Yeah,
looked
some are
like
like
this.
this. Neither. They have that beautiful stone in them.
Yeah.
I think we should put these in the middle then, maybe.
The darker ones?
The darker ones, or just to make it a pattern. The next step is my husband is just making sure the ground is as leveled as possible. Then after that, he's going to come in with the weed block just to help prevent grass and weeds from growing through the bricks and stones. Next part, which was my personal favorite part, was the sand, which is going to help to continue to make sure everything's leveled as well. Took about, I want to say, 5 bags of sand, but you'll find that this part was really fun to watch and to help with because it's just so satisfying. Next step here is just to lay the bricks, and as he lays them down, he's just tapping on the bricks lightly with a piece of wood to make sure they're all the same height. Not only the same height with each other, but the same height as that concrete, that existing concrete. You know, you wouldn't want anyone to trip or stub their toe on a raised brick. That wouldn't feel good. So, like I said, he's tapping lightly. Some of the bricks did break. We were able to replace them, or we ended up not needing them. So if you do decide to level your bricks out with this method, just make sure it is very lightly and I would use a small piece of wood because the times that the bricks did crack, it's when you used a bigger piece of wood. So we're just about done with the leveling. He's just pouring sand underneath bricks that were just a little too low. If they needed to be raised a little bit more, he's just adding sand to those existing areas. Just making sure everything's even and straight and leveled perfectly before we add the sand on top. Next, you're going to pour the remaining sand on top of all the bricks and stones, and that's just to fill all the crevices in the middle. The final step was to wet the sand, and that is going to solidify your pathway. It's going to act as your grout, like when you're dealing with tile, and it's going to make your pathway very sturdy. So this project only took 2 evenings to complete. My parents loved it, and it only cost them right under $30 for all the materials. My husband and I were very proud of how it turned out, and we're happy that we were able to reuse their stones to save them some money. If you guys like this video, let me know down below. If you have any questions, leave those down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.